Hi, this is Phyllis with Phyllis Finds. I am coming to you with a quick little tutorial on how to make a rice paper using napkins. Now, if you can see this, it is very sheer and it is made with napkins. And there's a few different ones here that I have done. This one here and this were the same napkin, separated. So I made multiple different pieces using the napkins. I also used this paper and just to see how it would turn out using the same technique. It's a little bit shinier and not as see-through, but here I'm going to show you. So now this one here is already dried on the mat, and what I've used is the Dollar Tree cutting mats. They work really well, and they have two sides. They have this shiny side and they have a more matte side. Now this one I did on the shiny side, so that's why it came out so very shiny. And I used some inks, some Tim Holtz inks, to add some interest to that one. But this one here, I also used some of the inks on it. And when it finally dries, it peels off really easy off the mat. Now, you do want to definitely have some kind of mat. And this one here, I had some blues, but it has this crinkled, almost leather-like feel to it. And you know, this one here, you can see where the solution didn't go in as much on the napkin, on that particular one. But I thought I would show you how I go about doing this. Now on there, two of them, show you this one and this one, I put the paper flowers on there and they glued and attached right to it. So you can do that as well, and it's kind of a neat idea in adding to it. So let's get into it. Set these guys aside. Now I did grab the napkins that I had shown that I bought at Dollar Tree, and you take the napkin and you separate it. Here's the back side of that. Fairly easy to separate these out. So you just grab your napkin. This one has this edge on there. I went and cut that off. But you separate it out. And sometimes it's easy and sometimes it's not so easy. Find a corner here. Once you get it going, it comes off pretty fast. So like this one here, some napkins have 2 layers. These from the Dollar Tree are just two layers, and other napkins have 3 layers. But you can use this other layer and do it as well. Now if you look at the white background, you can see some of the picture on there, both of these, but they can be used as well to do this. So what I'm going to do is show you how I do this using these mats. I made a solution, and I got this little container at the Dollar Tree a long time ago, and have a brush that I have, and I'm just using it and keeping it in there. It's just a plain brush, and I did a mixture of coffee and hot water, 2 parts coffee and hot water, and then 1 part glue. I use the Elmer's glue, and I have quite a few of these bottles kids had way back in the day. So I just thought, well, we're going to get rid of some of it, and so I put that in there, mixed it up, and you have this thin solution of glue. Now you can use Mod Podge, or you can use the glue. So what you do is you take this and you just brush it on there. Brush it to the size of the napkin that you're going to put on. And as you can see, it does separate out. It doesn't make it a solid thing. So you know it's going to come off when it's done. And then you take your napkin. And I usually start in the center area. Let's set it down. It adheres pretty quickly to it. And you can lift up, pull out. You do want some of those wrinkles in there. Now once you get it on there, you want to go back over it with your solution. And it gives it that vintage look as well, with the wrinkles and the coffee dye that's in there. It'll soak into the napkin. And you just want to go through and just cover everything, dabbing as you go. If you really push hard or start rubbing it, it will separate. The napkin will tear. So you got to be extra careful. Just going along. Now you can use other things instead of the coffee. You could always use tea, or you could use just colored dye if you want. Food coloring. You can easily use that as well. It usually takes about 12 hours or so for it to dry. You want to have it completely dry before you try to remove it off of the mat. And while you're doing this, you can decide whether you want to put anything on. Now, if I wanted to put like some little stars, I could put that in there. Now, once you get it soaked and everything covered, then you can go back along the edge and just tuck it in. It'll make it a little easier to pull it off once it's dried, and gives a little bit of strength along that edge. Gives it kind of almost a vintage old look as well. Okay, and that's how that one works. Just set it aside and let it dry. Now you can use one of your old napkins if you want, and sop up some of the glue along the outer edge. It does come off the mat fairly easy when it's all dried. Just pops off, but I kind of clean it up a little bit so I don't have that sitting around. So having more than one of these mats is kind of a nice thing to do. Now, like I said, it will dry and you'll see the antiquing that goes on with it. And from there, you can use it in your junk journals. Now, the other option is things like this. This here is a plastic piece that had stickers on it, little flowers. And you can use that as well for smaller ones if you want. You can use pattern pieces, you know, your tissue paper as well from gift wrapping. Just think about all the different things you can make using this technique. And like I said, it makes some really interesting sheer vintage crinkled paper. You can cut it, fold it, use it in junk journals, make it into pockets. It has a lot of different uses for this technique. So just a kind of a fun little idea on how to make some different types of ways of using your stuff and paper for junk journaling. So thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe.